YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alyssa. If you're new here, hey. Today I'm excited. I am finally going to give you guys a review of Ungodly Hour by chloexhalle, the full album. Now, I had to sit with this album for a minute before I could tell you how amazing it is. If you haven't watched, I do have a video on my channel right now of me listening to artists that I hadn't listened to before, and one of them was chloexhalle, and in that video I listened to Wonder What She Thinks of Me, Don't Make It Harder on Me, and a performance of R.O.Y.L, and all three of those are from this album. So I was like, duh. I had also, before doing this review, heard the song Ungodly Hour because they performed it on the VMAs and it's amazing. I absolutely love it. So I knew I was gonna like this album. So without further ado, let's talk about it. So I will be talking about the full Chrome edition. First of all, how cool is it that they called it the Chrome edition? Most artists call it deluxe edition or even platinum or just bonus tracks or Target exclusive songs. So I really think that that's cool that they called it that, to be unique from other people and other artists. And so before I start to talk about the songs, I do want to say that I really wanted to rank them and talk about them in my ranked order from least to favorite. However, that's impossible. It's more I have my top 3 and then everything else is my 4th favorite. So instead of doing the ranking, I am going to be talking about the songs in track list order, which is kind of awesome because that's the way that it's meant to be listened to. And if there's a specific song that you want to hear my opinion on, you know where in the video I'm going to be talking about it. And so I can tell you about my thoughts about each song, and then I will tell you which ones are my favorite. Don't worry. So we're gonna talk about the intro. I really like the intro. I am always somebody who thinks that they're gonna hate intros and interludes and stuff, and then I end up really liking them, especially this one because it really introduces you to the vision of the album. When you start to hear the intro, you automatically are it's kind of this is a stupid comparison, but it's when you're playing Fortnite and you're on the paraglider and then they drop you in and you land and you're in the wherever you're playing. I don't play Fortnite. The intro is the exposition to the world that you were about to live in for the next hour. When I listened to the intro, okay, I felt like I am in a dark, fancy castle, right? You're in a castle and it's dark. There's lights, but they're all dimmed, and there's dark red, not like theater red, but burgundy, velvet, everything. And at first I was gold, rusty gold, or not rusty gold, but old gold that's chipping because it's so vintage and old and it's good. And then I was no, chrome, royalty, okay? That's a big theme. And I really like the intro. The instrumental is beautiful, and the words that they say at the end, that's a very good message. I love it, and it really leads you into the album. And let me tell you how seamless the transition from the intro to Forgive Me is. I literally didn't know that it had moved on to another song. So good. So I guess with that, we will transition into Forgive Me. Forgive Me is a really good song. I have my notes with me to remind me of the different songs and what I first thought of them and what I think of them now. And in my notes, I immediately wrote a vibe. And I just feel that is so not enough. It is way more than a vibe. And I think what makes it so good is the production paired with Halle's vocals. Now, I'm not gonna compare the two girls because I love them both and I like them both separately. I can't even compare them. But on Forgive Me in particular, with Halle's vocal on the chorus is just it makes it so good. Like, I love the way that she says forgive me, but it's not even the V. Like, she skips right that. She's like, forgive me. And then can we talk about the line, I've been going too hard in your city? That's so good. Also, the way, like, how they say, forgive me, no, not really. That's so good. And I think that that's like a theme throughout the whole album, is them being like, I don't need to ask for your forgiveness, but I'm doing it anyway. Oh my God, that's what they talk about in the intro. So yeah, Forgive Me is really, really good. I constantly have just the forgive me stuck in my head always. And also at the end when they're like, la 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 la. Love that. And the production is just really, really good. I'm pretty sure that Chloe produced it. I'm pretty sure that she produced like 99% of these songs, and it's literally amazing. Like, the vibe of the dark fancy castle wouldn't be what it is without Chloe's production. It's so, so good. So the next song is Baby Girl. Just for some reason, I feel like it's underrated. It's so good. I think that it's just because it's so simple in the lyrics, and obviously like the concept is like pretty straightforward, but just like the way that they convey that message is so perfect. The way that Hallie says Jesus, I have that stuck in my head always. And the Casio reference, it's so funny because like the way that they include it in the song is like as if we all just like want to play up on our Casio, but like no one's doing that. Like only musicians are doing that.
Even trying to call my Romeo. Hey.
And just the way that they sing Baby Girl. I also wrote whatever the sound in the background sounds like banging on metal, and I love it. And of course the message of the song is amazing and I love it, and it's just so wholesome and makes you feel good, but it's still in the same vibe. I think that's really interesting because like a lot of the parts of this album, you know, relate to that ungodly theme where it's like about like, you know, dark side of an angel, you know what I mean? That's why they're wearing like the angel wings. And this song like isn't about a theme that's necessarily like ungodly, but it's still like the same vibe. It's still cut from the same ungodly hour cloth, if that makes sense. Next song is Do It. Now, when I listened to this, I was like, do I know this song? And I'm pretty sure I had just like seen it on TikTok or something because it's very famous on TikTok, but I had never like really like listened. I just like felt like it was familiar. This is a me and my girls type of song, you know, like this is like me and my homies. I mean, I know like literally in the song they're like, with my homies and like not looking for a boo or whatever, but listen, okay? Listen. You and the girlies are on the rooftop of the castle, okay? And there's like a bar up there on the rooftop, and you're like looking out at the grounds, and there's like a party at this rooftop bar, and you're like, we're just chilling with our girlies, looking out at the gardens and not looking at anyone else. First of all, sneaker game. Thank you. The second verse entirely is just the best part of the song. Oh, it's so good. And then at the end, when all the production leaves and it's just a little bit of beat and they're singing the same thing, it's so perfect. It's like the perfect fade out. It's like it's a drone on the top of the rooftop looking out at the rooftop during the song, and then it's flying away and it fades. It's so good. Thank you. Okay, next. The next song is Tipsy. Guys. One, we love a murder song. I cannot tell you how much I love a murder song. And I know it's like hypothetical. It's not literally like No Body, No Crime vibes where like there was a murder. But this is more like I'm gonna kill you if you don't like get your shit together. I love it. Also just like
I've been crucified, darling.
The song is so chaotic and I absolutely love it. It's always stuck in my head. I absolutely love the chaos, okay? So listen to me. I don't know why I feel like this, but I just feel like this song is walking around the gardens like the royal gardens at night, right? It's like one of those gardens where it's like the dark bushes that like have like a maze sort of thing. It's not like a maze really, but like kind of like a maze because it's like above your head sort of thing. Like Harry Potter 4th movie or book, the last Triwizard Tournament maze. But no like monsters or whatever. It's just like you walking around like a hedge, I guess. Like over the hedge, lol. Dark bushes on either side and you're like walking around corners, right? And she's like gonna murder somebody and bury them in the gardens. Who am I? I really, really, really love Tipsy. And Hallie, of course, on the chorus. Again, just like Forgive Me, it like kills me. Just the way that she sings words is so unique. I can't get over her voice, and that song, Tipsy and Forgive Me, are the two places where it's like really going off. It's so good. Okay, the next song is Ungodly Hour, which is the title track. Again, love the song, love the title of the song. The weird synth that's throughout the song is iconic, and I just feel like you are walking the hallways of the castle right now. Like it's cutting between scenes of you like walking down the hallway with the mirrors and like the weird portraits of old people that used to live there on the sides. And it's just like literally all of that. But then during the bridge, when it's like, love me, love me, love me, love me, that is slow motion in the throne room, like where everybody is like lined up and like Chloe or Hallie or both of them are being like coronated to become the new queens. But it also could be cutting back and forth between both of them or one of them, whoever, whatever, walking down the aisle, but also in their own bedroom looking in like a mirror, like not all dressed up for the coronation, like in their robe, like before the coronation sort of thing, looking, you know what I mean? Because you want them to love you at your best and your worst. And same with like, you want them to love you themselves at their best and worst, because that's like the message of the song. I'm really going all over the place right now. The next song, I feel like if I have a song stuck in my head from this album, it is always Busy Boy. The beginning, when it switches into the verse, oh, it's like dunking your head in ice water. And or it's like your head was in ice water and then you pulled it out and you're in the song, right? This is so vivid. What is wrong with me? But what I wrote in terms of the castle, like let's do a castle check. We're in the bedroom, but also the ballroom. You know what I mean? Like the ballroom is like the chorus and the bedroom is the verses. Also, we have to give an honorable mention to when she says like pictures of your haha. Something that is so unique about this song, for me, okay? It's really not that unique in terms of like music, but it has a fake bridge. And what I mean by fake bridge is where it's like music and no words, but you can tell that it's the bridge. But it's so haunting because there's no, like the production during the bridge is so haunting, but then Chloe's like, so damn fine. And I'm like, wow. That's when I knew that this was one of my favorite songs. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Make it stop. So next we're going to talk about a disappointing song. And the reason why I call it disappointing and not bad is because it's not bad. It's not bad. And I truly, truly, truly felt for the longest time that it was a bad song. And then I had to stop the slander and be like, Alyssa, this is not a bad song. This is one of those songs that gets stuck in your head just as much as Busy Boy. And Busy Boy is one of your faves, so this can't be a bad song. It's just that there are disappointments starting right at the very beginning. And the song is Catch Up. But I feel like it would have been an amazingly amazing song had they had just changed one thing, right? I just feel like that it would have moved up 5 or 6 spaces in my rankings in my head, because obviously I can't really do it, if they had just moved the feature to the second verse of the song. You should not be letting this man cheapen the song starting it. And if they had just moved his verse to the second verse and started with the best part of the song, which is Halle's verse and Chloe's chorus is the best part of this song, and honestly, it's one of my favorite moments on the album. I get it because they need a single with a famous rapper and it's really catchy, so like whatever. Angry. Next song is Overwhelmed. Ugh, when I read like Halle explaining this and how she was like, oh, I just found this and we needed to like rework it and blah, blah, blah. I was like, how do you just find a voice memo that sounds this angelic? Let me just tell you, this is one of the most beautiful interludes are usually beautiful. Every single time I've heard an interlude, I've been like, why is this not longer? Like this truly, truly could have been an amazing, amazing full-length song if it had been full length. But it's so angelic. I love the way that their voices like follow the piano keys. Their voices go like da 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 da, same as the piano doing that too. And it's like, whoa, it's cool. We need to move on, but that was an amazing interlude and it really makes sense with everything. It's so beautiful. I absolutely love it. And I just wish it was longer. I mean, so the next song is Lonely, and this song is really good. It's grown on me a lot. Like when I first listened to it, I thought that it was pretty basic, just because like the verses and the chorus are very like simple, but it just like gets better and better over time because the message is so good. And I don't think that a lot of artists sing about this message. Like, I mean, of course, everybody sings about, you know, like,
it's okay if you're alone, like, you can love yourself.
But, like, they aren't being like, you can love I mean, yes, they're saying, like, you can love yourself. However, they're being like, but being alone is iconic. Like, there's some value in being lonely. Like, you can turn a lonely experience into a valuable experience because it's lonely. I literally was talking to a friend the other day, and I was like, when I listen to the song Lonely, and Chloe is singing like low and Halle is singing high, I feel like I'm in the middle of that and they're like hugging me with their voices. Also, this is the only song where they sing that specific way on the chorus when they're like, I know. Also, it's the only song that starts with the chorus, I believe. It's one of, if it's not the only, it's one of the only songs on this whole album that begins with the chorus, and I love when songs do that. I absolutely love that. But also just the way that they sing on this song is unique to them and compared to the other songs. However, like I'm saying, it still belongs in this album with everything. It's all still cut from the same cloth. Like you're finding peace in your castle. Next song is Don't Make It Harder on Me, which again is a song that I've heard, and it sounds exactly the same on the studio version as it did when I watched their Tiny Desk version. And I was like ready to have like pointing out the differences. There are zero. That just shows you how good they are at singing. And it also shows you how perfect and simple and effective the production on that song is, because they didn't really need to take away anything or add anything when it came to the live performance. It's so impressive. And I will say that if any song sounds like a little bit different than the rest of the album, it's this one. However, it's so good. However, I think what ties it back into the Ungodly Hour mood board is the concept of the song, you know? Like, it's a very, very different concept that a lot of people don't write about. I don't know. I like, when I first listened to the song and like really listened to the lyrics, I was like, ooh, I don't like love this. But then I read Chloe and Halle's explanation of the song, which I really, really suggest you go and listen to their explanations, which really helped. It really made me like the song a lot more when they were talking about like what it means to them. But I really, really like it. It's a very unique concept, and also the production is different from it's very much more like stripped down, but it's still like that level of Ungodly Hour maturity, if that makes sense, and superiority, if we're being honest. So the next song is Wonder What She Thinks of Me, and you know already, unless you haven't watched my other video where I listened to this for the first time, you know how much I love this song. Now, I don't know if this is like bias from it being one of the first songs I heard by them and how much I loved it, or just the sheer amount of times that I have listened to it, or my bias for yelling ballads and angry yelling ballads that have a beat. That's basically my brand. But it's one of my favorite songs. The way that it moves into the chorus and it just explodes. And I felt like I was flying, like I said in that. And you can just really feel like how big and wide this song is. It feels like, you know those people that make like empty arena versions of songs? Like you'll like look up a song and it can be like empty arena version, and they basically like strip it out and make it sound like really echoey and like small, and you feel like you're sitting in the nosebleeds listening to it. This song, you don't even need to do that. It's already an empty arena version. It's so much bigger than all of us. And then the way that Chloe, the way that she sings "Sees My Name," where she's like, "Sees my name." Oh. Okay, next song is R.O.Y.L, Rest of Your Life. Honestly, I don't think this is an unpopular opinion, literally at all, and I don't think that this is an even insulting thing to say, but the live version is way better. Why is there no electric guitar? I mean, maybe it's just like the order in which I watched it. Like, I wish I had heard the studio version and then the live version, because I would have been like, ooh, I love the studio version. And then live, I would have been like, oh my God, it's even better. But I still really like the song. It's not as bad as Ketchup. I'm just kidding. Ketchup is still good. Okay, shut up. I just feel like the beat drop doesn't do the same in the studio version that it did in the live version. And also just like the whole MTV punk rock-esque performance that was happening that I watched was so good, and I just can't get that out of my head, so I was comparing it, but it's still a wicked good song. I love like the calling and answering of like one of them, and it sounds like a bunch of people singing for the rest of your life, and also just like the hey. So now we're getting into the Chrome bonus songs. So Hazy, oh my God, You Like to Smell My Daisies. I will say that it's hard for me to listen to Hazy because in the background it has like the woman like breathing. Based on what the song is about, it works. Also, another one of the best moments on the whole album is that drum solo at the end that they have. It's literally just the drums and them singing that. It's so good. It's so good. Tell me it's not good. It surprised me too. I was like, whoa, what's happening? Like, I thought that it was gonna like, like I thought we were going into a different song. Honestly, it's like at the top of my middle tier, maybe even in my top tier. Like, I really, really like it. I really like it. I just like the daisies. And then the last song is 80/20. And it's a very interesting concept. I wrote, we should normalize women singing about their side hoes. The syncopation is working, like really working this song. Also the bridge, you guys know how much I love bridges. This one's just another good one. And then it pauses, and then it has that guitar ending, and it's so like ominous. I feel like the red velvet curtains are like closing, or it's like the drone. We're bringing this drone back. We're bringing back the drone at the castle that's like going away, and the castle is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and you pull out and it's like all this woods, and it's smaller and smaller and smaller into the night sky, and then it's gone, and you're like, I just finished the movie and I feel great. I had a good time. I had a wonderful time. So now that we've gone through everything, what are my favorite songs? I'm pretty sure you can guess, but number one is Wonder What She Thinks of Me. You guys know how I feel about it. I will always love a song that's made just for me. Like, literally, they were like, what does Alyssa like? She likes ballads, but still has that synthy beat in the chorus, and then anger and yelling. All of those things make a perfect song to me. Number two is Tipsy. Come on, I couldn't put a murder song below the number two. The two songs that flop back and forth between third and fourth place are Forgive Me and Busy Boy. It's funny because I literally, up until this moment, was gonna say Forgive Me is number 3. But in talking about Busy Boy, got me really excited for it again. And I'm like, maybe I like that song better. I don't know. And then after those, I have zero idea. So if you couldn't already tell, I really love this album. It's so cohesive. It's like on Project Runway when you really can't say any of these outfits don't go in the collection. Like all the outfits go in the collection. All of these scenes are part of the same movie. And all of these songs are part of the same album. And it is so good. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Please go listen to Ungodly Hour by chloexhalle, one of the best albums of 2020. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. So yeah, thank you for watching again, and I hope you have an amazing day.